Hi everyone. Okay, this video it's about deserts. How we will cover all deserts from 2 to 20 years. So it's a few words about all of them. And I forgot to say we are going to make water wells where it's worth it, right? Because many places don't have the lake for us to start planting around those lakes, and we need the water trucks to keep working every single day. Okay, so we're going to make those water wells that I didn't say, and for everything else it's already on the video. It's coming up now. Okay, all right, we're doing great. And let's get ready. We need many people working at those locations to have everything organized. Okay, soon. Hi everyone, how you doing? Okay, so here we are. This video is about deserts, so let's get them organized on how the basic plan on how we'll do them, right? Plant on them. So here in the United States is not a concern. We have roads and airports all over, all right? Just for you to have an idea, when I drag this little guy, look, they're all over, all right? And there are big cities all over and, roads all over, so it's not a concern, but just to show you. All right, so in the United States, we're going to do that. We're gonna have some base, people go out and come back every day. So for the first 2 years, let me just, a little blurry here. Oh, I have to fix. Okay, sorry. Okay, here we are. So everyone will come home every night. Okay, they work during the day and they come back. Afterwards, we're gonna tell, like people that already speak English, it's fine. They can study 2 hours, 4 to 6, for example, right? I think that will work. Okay, so they work all day, and there's those 2 hours just to learn about the organization and also to have updates and and improve their English, because many things are changing in English. But basically it's that. Other than that, they're gonna work the whole day, 8 to 4, with a breaks, right? Okay, so they will have base, so we're gonna start at the counties, right? Each county gonna take care of their own first, right? That's for 2 years. Each county gonna take care. For the spaces, if any is still needed, or even part of some counties that really was very bad and need to be taken care. So we're gonna do the same way. Roads for walking, roads for planting, roads for truck, right, driving, and roads for planting. Okay, keep going, watering them, and we're gonna use the water that already exists on those locations, city water, until sustainable. When the city water, all the pipes will be taken out, then we're gonna focus which water wells already exist and keep watering those layers, or around the lakes, around rivers, or close to cities, right? Okay, all right, so they're gonna stay there. So the basic is 2 years, and then 4 years, and then 6 years, 8 years, and 10 years. That's it, all right? For all the deserts, that's the pattern. So I believe United States, we can do everything here, 4 years. But we'll let you know to confirm afterwards. Okay, so let me show you quick here. So here in South America is not a concern, because we're gonna live right there, right? So we're gonna take this bottom out anyway. So for what is left over here, we're just gonna live right there. So people will be taking care and planting where they will already be living until touch what needs to be touched there. So for everything to be covered. So probably here also will be 4 years, right? Because there are mountains here and we have to cut them off and improve, and a lot to do. So let's say more or less 4 years planned, because we have a lot of people on the planet that can work. All right, so here we are. So the idea is to take that out so we can have more consistent continents, okay? or close here and make this another big land here. So all these countries until here, but then we have to make a big canal for the Caspian Sea to have clean water, to go and come back. So, and cut there and cut here, so we can have this as a big piece and bring the soil, but then gonna be another huge desert there. So if they have good aquifers, because I heard they do have big aquifers right here. I don't know about there, but here I heard they do. So let's check these two possibilities, or leave them, in case we need, but gonna take 10 years to cover this in Greenland. But we're also gonna have more area for people to live, and that will be great, because if we can make houses and plant so much in here, United States, in the desert area, we can do here too, right? And we're gonna have a lot more space for people to live. So let's evaluate that and we'll let you know afterwards. And in case we keep this area that you see right here, gonna be like the United States. People start from the center, right? Getting water that's already there. It's salty, but we can treat them. The salt will go down, right, and pass through plants and get ready for the tractors to keep going, okay? So we will start from the center. Okay, let's talk about this desert now. Oh, sorry. Let's talk about this desert. So this is fine. People are going to be living here. So we will have to start here at the center. I believe maybe 6 years, right, to get all this middle part covered here, right, really well, and then that's it. And after that, only people from the beaches that will be going and come back every day, okay? All right, so now this is a big situation, we have to do it. So this is gonna take longer. So we're gonna work there about 20 years. Really the whole day, every single day, the most teams as possible. People that are gonna be working there and in all deserts, that they will be department directors, they're gonna have many extra points for very special vacations, right? And we're gonna let you know how many places they can go, and but probably just 1 or 2 is not to travel the world. It's not that the objective, because we don't want any people to have agreements with others. So people can go there. Also people that were in jail can go, but also people that want to have good points, okay? If anyone is caught doing anything wrong, making agreements for one day when they leave or things like that, they have to go to electric chair, because we have to do the desert, but we also need good agreements for everyone, good practices. All right, so here we are. So here we have about 2,700, right? Kilometers, just for you to have an idea here. So if it's that much, up to here will be about 4,000, right? So what we're gonna do is the same. We're gonna have groups that will be working on cities that already exist, rivers, lake. We're gonna make a base, right? So let me get our little indicator here. So those are the streets that are already made, not too many, you see? So we have some here, Tunisia, Algeria, Morocco, and that's it. Mostly here by the Mediterranean. You see there, the little cities? I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can, right? A little bit. Okay, and then we have here Nigeria, Ghana, and here Senegal, right? I think here's Senegal. So just for you to have an idea. All right, so let me close this now. So we're gonna have the cities that already exist and make base. They go, come back every day, go, come back every day. People that will stay in there, we're gonna bring animals from this area until, going straight, right, to those base or by airplane, okay? And because some animals, we're not going to test them to see if they have rabies or not, right? And we need to bring bacteria here. So all the animals in wild found here are gonna be brought to bases that we're gonna have here. Those bases, gonna have some freezers for those animals. They're gonna kill them, crumble them up, right? And the tractors, all those bases gonna be right beside the airports, right beside. And then they're going to come back. So this way, right? So I made a little bit here so for you to have an idea. So every day they go come back, right? Okay? So they will work all day and study 4 to 6. Why is that? Because it's a lot to cover and people are gonna be fine, right? So they work, probably start at 7, right? 7 to 4, so, and then 4 to 6 they study. Okay, because many people are smart, they will get what is needed during this time. People cannot get pregnant. They can only have 2 children or teens, or they already have them grown up, right? And having their own lives somewhere, right? And but they cannot have children, and they will the adults, right? We work this time and study this time, and the teens can study one whole period, like the whole morning, for example, right? And in the afternoon they can work. Study in the morning, in the afternoon they work, for example, okay? All right, so people at the base, they're gonna be planting special trees that's needed in this area, a lot of palms and things that survive, right? They will also be cleaning up nearby areas, right? They are going to prepare anything that's needed, crumble up those meats and have them wrapped, such as in paper towels, right? Maybe like a half kilo. I think it's good in paper towels, and every half 2 bags, right? They can put in a transparent plastic bag, or no, big containers, or I put in a freezer, right? Okay, so they take out a day before when the tractor, and even the teens can help throwing these things, right? So every few meters, right? And then the tractor, because then they won't be frozen anymore, the tractor gonna pass and mix them with the soil, with other things, a lot of from this area as well, a lot of trees that we can trim, because this area gonna rejuvenate very easily. So we need to get trees from here and turn them into mulch and make good composting, right? Okay, so as soon as they start to establish, so gonna be the first planting. Remember I said we're gonna plant things just to give a shade, things that can grow in arid lands, and just to give some shade for the real trees to go after. I don't know what I'm gonna plant there, because it is so bad, right? But if we put proper mulch and hay and everything, even from other countries, yes, even from other countries, so the last ships going can bring those things, from all the countries, because here is really a situation we really need to take care. And tractors every day and water trucks every day keep going, and they come back every day to their base. So they have an area that they have to accomplish, all right? So let's say if they're planting and watering, so they're gonna come back, and then here's another one. So this, for example, with this base here, gonna come here, for example, and every 4. So let's say here's another one, and maybe here. It's too low, but just to show you. And then maybe the airport's right in the middle to serve them all, with the meat, with the hay, everything they got from other places. Okay, something like that. And the wood, yes, bring over and over, wood that's ready, or to turn into a mulch, because even for ships it's not good, because they stop here and then. We're gonna need airplanes anyways, okay? All right, so all the animals found on this area here, animals, trees, gonna go here, because we don't need it's too many animals, even from the ocean, water animals. That's exactly where we're gonna bring them. Okay? All right. And also, yeah, basically it's that. All right, so everyone gonna have, and then the airport here. And then one day, so let's say in 10 years, let's say this county, it's really good, sustainable by itself. But this is not. You understand? Or this got okay in 10 years, but this is not. So let's just give some ideas, right? And then they gonna have a few more years, until 20 years. So we have to work the best as possible in the center, going towards the sides, because on the sides we're already gonna live there, so that's fine. We just keep roads, even make them black dirt roads, right? Properly compacted, and we will learn how to pray. So every morning we can pray, already preparing. At night we pray for the rain to fall. That's the only way gonna work. It's tractors, water trucks, and prayers and animals, to decompose and help this area. Okay? All right, so here we are. And here in this Central Asia, right? So it's the same thing. We have big desert here, another one here, gonna be exactly the same way. So this we are trying to cover here, right? This lake here. Okay, can you see there? Cover here and make this as a big land, right? Keep it there. Just make a canal from here to here, deep, right? Maybe about 20 meters, 40 meters deep. So for the Caspian Sea to get clean water, right? And we open this part really well here, right? Where I'm showing the little guy, done. Okay, so here we have cities all over. You see how many cities we have here? Until Kyrgyzstan, we have a lot of cities, so we're gonna be fine. So basically, will be exactly the same. We're going to have bases, right, coming from those cities here, and they come back, and then, we're gonna make a plan. So here, those two deserts seem pretty good. So, but they're not that bad. You see what you mean? Because they're coming through. So let's say a good plan for 10 years, if we work really well the center, really well the center. No, not the center. We have to go from the lakes again, right? Cities and lakes. That's gonna be fine. We can make the roads, right? Roads. And I think here, let's try 10 years. For this tree here, 10 years. And for this one, 20 years. Sahara Desert, 20 years. Okay? So, 20, 20, 10, 10, 10. Okay. So now let's say a few words about this. This is going to take 20 years. Because you see it's nothing in the middle here. Nothing. So we're going to have all the animals the same as the Sahara Desert. So it's a 20-year plan, okay? They have kangaroos, they have things. We're going to bring the fish, because fish decompose and create a lot of bacteria. So fishery is going to work here, and we can have a lot of fish because this is warm water here, okay? So they're going to be fine with fish and animals as well, right? But I don't know if they have that many animals, okay? So, and the soil should be good, right? Oh yes, the other thing is for cactus, but they're gonna tell this for everyone afterwards. All right, so basically it's that. We're gonna start from lakes that we already have, cities. Let's have a look. Okay, we have a big road right here in the center. That's great. And you keep going from lakes. Let's see, we have a few lakes here. That's good, right? And quite a few here as well, so that's good. That's the only way. Fish, wild animals, and keep bringing, and crumble up with the tractors, crumble up. And that will be good. So if we have this big road, so the fisheries can have to bring them in one of those locations that's already a big road. Okay? All right? So we're gonna be fine. We just need one more big road here maybe, right? Or this way or that way. Because then the tractors can bring those fish over and over and over. They already go and crumble them up next day. Bring, already go and mix into soil. That's the only way we're gonna do with a lot of fish because the ocean's full. So if they get big ones, right? Crumble them up, and small ones don't have to do that, but the very big ones need to cut in small parts, right? To fit and be crumbled up. So let's say up to a half meter, fish up to a half meter, we don't have to cut them. Just crumble up like that because the tractor is going to be preparing again and passing again. They're not going to plant next day. They're going to prepare and aerate the soil again and mix those things with a lot of woods. They don't have much woods here, right? That's another problem. So the woods we have to bring from those islands that are going to be put down or shaped up. So every forest that's on islands, the ships can bring them and bring to these main roads, one of those main roads there, right? And then the tractors keep going, go and come back, go, come back, go, come back. And then we have people living by the beach and people living at the base, right? They can travel all day, it's fine, right? They can travel up to 4 o'clock, they have to be back home. Shall we do that? Okay. All right. And they already speak English, so you know what? They don't even need. They can study like every Saturday, one whole class, for example, right? And people 4 hours on Saturdays. Because what they need is to know about the organization, right? Departments, they have to study that and improve their English. So that's fine. People that already speak English, they don't need all that. Because they already got a job, they got a commitment, right? If they're good in points, they have to register, that's the main thing. But if they're good in their points, so the organization, they ask for the position, right? They are department directors with their families, so that's fine. They already got their points, and they're gonna get, for department directs, they're gonna get many extra points for a good vacation and for a home where they want to live, okay? All right. And so here's a 20-year plan, and needs to really be the best, because we are not having those groups traveling around or roads all over again. We are going to live only in the surrounding. So everything we have to improve anywhere, put mountains down or cover valleys or make a properly way for us to live, right? For people to live, needs to be done in 20 years. All right, we're doing great. We see you soon. Let's get ready. And the details we'll let you know. Okay, so for sure, we're gonna bring the woods from those places gonna be taken out, because we're not going to have that many. We're gonna have many more organized ones. We're gonna leave some, but the tiny ones, the best is to take them out, because it's hard to manage all these tiny islands. Look how many. They have a whole bunch. And more you open. Look, it's crazy. Look, many don't even have a name. You see here? So all these little ones gonna be taken out. First take the woods out, bring over. If they have good soil, get ships. Go come back, go come back. So we have satellites, we can monitor everybody, that will be fine. Okay, we need trustful people. And then their family will live already. Everybody that's working in deserts, they have to stay at that continent afterwards. Why is that? Because they're moving, right? So, and their family, because they cannot stay with all their siblings or their grandparents, right? Gonna be close by, and they can visit sometimes each other, right? On vacations, right? If their base is here or here or here, right? It's okay for them to be close by to where their families. It's important for them to see their family. So let's say once a month, right? Once a month they have to leave the base and go to their family. They're going to stay in hotels and meet their families for both the whole weekend, right? They can go to parks, have special events, restaurants, things like that. All right, and they can stay at their own apartments, right? That they're gonna stay in the future, right? They can choose and stay there. Or maybe better, they don't stay at the apartment because they are saving the points to go to the apartment they want afterwards, right? Okay, so we see, but something like that, if they get the apartment to help their family, for example, with points, that's okay because they're investing, right? Every point they're gonna be paying, everyone gonna be paying some kind of rental on the whole planet because we're not owning anything, right, anymore. That's decided. Everyone, the whole planet, gonna rent. They work, they pay. They work, they pay. When they retire one day, they have to keep working. It's automatic pay like we have in a bank, but instead of money will be points. Okay, we're doing really great. We see you soon. Okay, the other thing that we are going to do, it's from water wells and from cities that already have water, right? And from big rivers, we are going to have the water pump into very small canals, like one by one, right? So people that will be working on those areas can water them by hand as well, where is needed, right? But the most as possible with water trucks. We have a lot of fire trucks that can be remodeled and used in different locations of different continents, because in the United States we have way too many fire trucks we don't need, so we can remodel them and send to places that are needed. Okay, all right, really great. The other thing is, depending on the desert and what they have, we are going to take the cactus out very carefully and turn them into a good paste or something, that like blend them in very big blenders, something like that. So we're gonna cut them small, right? And these like huge blenders, let's say, and put them back in the soil as well, right? Because they're gonna be useful somehow. The main thing is that we cannot leave pieces there, right? And people need proper shoes. So depending what type of desert there is, right? Because some are just big cactuses, but some are on the floor, and that's not good. So we can make people can wear special boots, right? And they can have little grabbers. Remember some that can strap over the boots, something like that, right? Just for them to don't get the boots damaged, right? Because it's gonna be many years working there. The other thing is that's mandatory for everyone to work 2 whole years at the desert. To give value, we have to. So we're gonna plant millions and billions of trees in the desert. So if in China they're doing 3 trees per person, right? We're going to plant much more. So as soon as they get 8 years old, they can make small field trips, right? With their families, gonna be families going, right? And everyone that's 15 years old and older, right? The youngest of the family, they can already go and already live now and until this few years, right? And stay there for most years as possible. So people that have previous problems, right? So they're going to stay for these 10 years. Let's do this way, right? And other people that want to help, want to cooperate, they can stay 2 or 4 years, right? It's up to each family. But we need thousands and thousands of trees to keep planting daily. We cannot have field trips only once a week or so. We need teams daily living at those bays. Those bays will be cities, as I said, cities that already are there, right? So we can even make proper hotels, and people gonna go in and out from those hotels, right? Very sustainable hotels with hammocks, something like that, or with rugs, as we said before, proper AC, proper places to eat, right? Because we have to do it in 20 years, in layers, the most as possible in 20 years. After that, we are only going to do close to the coast, that we're going to say how far. So if we do up to 80 kilometers from the coast, right? Or even up to 200 kilometers. Yeah, up to 200 kilometers afterwards, but not now, because afterwards we can make straight roads, right? Just going that. But for now, these 20 years, we have to do the center of deserts with many, many people living there. So it will be good, because while other teams will be building the houses at the beach areas of all these continents, right? Many other families gonna be at the deserts. That's the only way we are going to get all this done, right? Okay. So it's important for people that can already hear this information to already plant thousands and thousands of trees that are good for different types of deserts, right? And bushes as well, because there are many bushes that look like succulents. They're pretty strong, they're pretty strong. And they are very easy to grow. You put a succulent, very easy comes some sprouts out of it, right? So we have to plant the most as possible, right? And at these hotels, we need to grow food and improve the soil and grow food. And we need to have teams working all the time. So to be sustainable, we can make maybe very small bedrooms, right? And yeah, hammocks, I don't think that is good, because it's also good for people to stretch their body. Once during the day, they will already be curved, right? So forget, we're not doing hammocks, we're only going to sleep on a proper floor. The very bottom floor, it's the reception, right? Always with the door closed, avoid wind with sand and anything that might come. So people will be living from the first floor up, and can be, very small apartments. That's fine, very small bedrooms, because people are going to be outside all the time. On the bottom floor, the restaurant, we can also have large windows, right? So when it's not stormy, and a sandstorm, they can be open, and people are going to be studying there. So I think that will be really sustainable, right? Okay. So let's do it then, everyone. Let's start planting thousands and thousands of bushes and grasses and trees and everything, because the supporting environment also helps, right? So make a search. Teachers from the whole planet can do that, and then we will transport them with airplanes afterwards, right? As soon as they are reasonable. 1 meter or so, very strong, with the roots, right, in proper, or we bring them in containers, and before they are shipped, we can put them covered in those bags, that linen, right, that linen type bags. So, wow, let's do it, because I think that's the only way. So when people are going to get married, they still can stay 2 more years, but not more than that, because then when they have their babies, they go back to the city. So that would be great. And we have more years to build the proper apartments, approve others, right? And of course, the people always will get their points, right? Extra points. The only people that does not get extra points are those that already did very bad things, such as people that are in jail or not in jail, because in some countries, People do very bad things and they still not in jail. So, but for us, we're gonna figure out everything because we have nowadays, we have online service and we know what people did, right? So everyone will have what they deserve because that's the only way. We have to start somewhere, right? If they were mandated to do bad things or not, we might give a discount for those that were mandated to do. But those that did in free will, they gonna get, many bad points because we have to start somewhere, as I said. Okay? All right. So we are good. We're going to bring animals, we're going to bring fish, we're going to bring seeds, we're going to bring trees, right, that are strong already, 1 meter tall at least, right? So we're going to have these little water canals and make water wells anywhere that's really needed. Okay, and build those small hotels, maybe like 2-floor hotel, right? Two is too little, right? Maybe four floors, because we cannot make too tall as well. And people gonna stay there, and the only question is the roads, because we need strong tractors and we need a little base for small airplanes to bring people, right? Or make more hotels right there and then in 20 years take them out. So these details we're gonna let you know afterwards, all right? Okay, we're doing really great. Get organized and get ready. So please already invite the families of your school. So school's gonna organize that, right? Get the families, get the children involved. Children of all ages, they need to help, okay? So plant, because our work for these first years, we are not learning history, we are not learning any of these other things because they are not needed, right? We are going to focus on what's the most needed for these 20 years, and the deserts, it's one of the main focus, right? Okay? And with time, of course, we are going to live at close to the beach. So the other thing, we want to improve the distance, right, from the main road of the beach line, right? But we're gonna let you know after. I have no time. So if we get big cities such as Rio de Janeiro, for example, São Paulo, right? So they are right there by the coast, but they're huge. But it's hard to calculate how many 1-floor housing they have, right? So how many industries are gonna close down and companies, and so I believe that, let's say, up to 8 kilometers, 10, maximum 10. We can try, and if really needed, we go to 20, because it's going to be hard to calculate all that. We need some specialists, right, with some hours available to see, because we also have to check if we really can live in around all continents. So where is rocks? We're gonna put the rocks down, right? Tall mountains and things, right? And so I think we can do it, right? And not everyone needs to enjoy the beach with sand, because that maybe will be a little hard to have it, right, everywhere. But it's also beautiful, and we can also fish, and people on those places that they do not have beach, they will have pool at every community. And places that do have a beach, they will have just one or another will have a pool. Because pool is still good, it is sustainable, right? It's safe, and in case there's jellyfish, we don't want people to stop having fun or stop swimming, because it's very nice to have a pool, so we can have a few here and there, right? Okay, and everything else we're gonna do with prayers. All right. And where's beach with sand, we're not going to have pool at every community, but a few, yes, we can have it. Okay, all right, so basically is that. Let's get organized. So places, I'm going to show you here some images and say a few more words. Okay, so here we have some images. So things like that we can put down because, it will be easier to irate and, like some of those. And if it's worth it, right? Because they won't bother anyone. They're not steep. They have this, they're slanted, so we have to aerate the soil. If they're like that, too straight, then it's better put down because not harmonious. And we're working to be harmonious. But if they're a little bit like that, that's okay, right? So we need to plant most as possible different types of grasses and trees and take the cactus, make this spaced. I don't know how we can do it, but like some big blenders, because the thorns, we are not going to keep those cactus. So let's take them out because we cannot leave them there either, so they won't take over, right? So we have to pick them all up with proper tractors for very big ones, right? They just grab them entirely. And for the small ones, people need to take this out. That's the only way, right? So we have quite a few deserts here. As you see in some pictures, might differ a little bit from one to another, but it's quite a few, So that's already good. So we have some animals, we have the plants, the seeds, people to work, and everyone 15 years old and older need to live at least 2 years there, including the headquarters. We have to do it, right? They already start planning, and those with little children, they will go afterwards, right? And yes, and of course, any animal found in the desert, they're all part of the extinction list, so they already can be taken out and already crumble up and be made into bacteria, right? Now, for some deserts, I don't know what to say. Those I let for specialists to talk about how to do it, if it's worth it or not, or just live like that. I think it's better to make... No, we're not living like that. That's for sure. We already decided that. Anything that's like this, we're going to explode, and plant what we can, right? Because one day this forest is going to take over, but they're never going to take over if they have rocks like that, right? So we need to make an environment for them to have proper soft soil, right? For them to become one day, right? The soil that will be convenient. So just explode them here and there, right? A little bit here, a little bit there, keep going, all right? Okay, so we'll be really good. Let's do it. And here in the United States and China, we have some long roads. We saw a few in Australia, 2, right? Good ones in Australia. So now we have to decide if we're going to do those roads in Africa or not here, because we don't have any here. But as you see, look at that. As I showed you, we do have here. Look, those long ones here, some here. We just maybe need a very long going this way and a very long coming this way, or not. Just give GPS to people and they will know, and go to the bases. Bases we're gonna plant here and there a few with everything they need, because if they have water well, they have everything else, right? I didn't search up for China and for Australia, but here we have all the wells, and let's search up about the other ones. All right, thank you. We see you soon.